Hi, this is my first attempt to do a video of myself, so it's kind of, I don't know. Anyway, I've been asked to post my speech for the Terry Fox run that I did today, September 18th, 2016, at Mission Sports Field in Kelowna. And I've been asked to post this, so this is why I'm doing it. So here we go. Good morning, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to be standing here right now before you all. You see, I'm a 30-year cancer survivor, and that's because of Terry Fox and his impossible, albeit very possible, dream. In 1980, I was 14 and one of the many Canadians enthralled by this unlikely athlete, this handsome, young, curly-haired, one-legged marathon runner, a local boy out of BC, running across Canada in a self-proclaimed marathon of hope to outrun cancer. This had never been attempted before. An impossible goal, raising money for research into a disease that until then had been whispered behind your hand. It was very much a death sentence back in the day, and it was not talked about. And I, for one, am very, very thankful that he tried. I wouldn't realize just how much so until years later. Fast forward to 1984, I was 17 years old, and I had just earned some independence and the set of keys to Mom's car, and I was finally able to just be an independent person. Unfortunately, by that summer, I noticed a lump. There was a lump that came up here, and it was a secret that I really tried hard to ignore. My symptoms got to the point where I could no longer hide the discomfort, yet I really didn't want to face it. At the time, well, my granddad had passed a few years before that, when he lost his battle to multiple myeloma. Not a good idea to ignore though, right? Eventually my best friend squealed and I was brought to the doctor. That was the beginning of my whirlwind into 1980s cancer treatment. The diagnosis was stage 3B nodular sclerosing Hodgkin's disease, 12 tumors, spleen involved. I could basically hear the prison doors of this life-changing diagnosis clanging behind me almost. It's a death battle. It was a life and death battle that I would fight. And the long learning curve on how to endure, how to adapt, and how to recover from illness. My first treatment was 9 months of MOP-ABVD chemotherapy. I lost my smile. 3 months later, the cancer came back. The seriousness of the situation was not lost to me. The only other treatment available at the time was 6 weeks of radiation therapy. Approximately 10 weeks after my first radiation appointment, it came back. Discouraged with nothing left available was like the misunderstanding of the century, or the understatement of the century, I should say. I was understanding that I might not have a future. My oncologist cautiously approached the subject of a treatment that not yet was tested, not true. It was highly experimental. I was going to be the 9th person in Vancouver to receive a bone marrow transplant for my cancer, thanks to the researchers of the Terry Fox Foundation. The idea was basically to stop and restart me, scaring the cancer out. I did die at that point. I died and came back, and heaven is real. I was there. Unfortunately, though, after the 6 weeks of reverse isolation, I came back from death to life for the cancer to come back yet again. They would compassionately offer me 6 weeks of radiation therapy, front and back, as much as they could dose me without killing me. November 18th, 1986 was my last treatment for Hodgkin's. Thanks to Terry, I found my cure for cancer. I have had 30 years of life because of Terry, and his dream to give back smiles and to outrun cancer, to aspire and inspire, not to give up, to continue to outrun and find a cure for cancer. I too am a dreamer, like Terry. I believe that we will find a cure for cancer in my lifetime. Finally, what does Terry Fox mean to me? How does one surmise 30 years of life? Even though the doctors told me I was sterilized at 19 years old. By 25, I had my first child. By 30, I had my second. So I had a family. My happy thought that saw me through cancer treatment. That was my goal, that I really wanted to live so I could someday be a mom. I have lived a life of dreams fulfilled and dreams not yet fulfilled. I've got a future. I've got a bucket list that I have the opportunity to complete. I thank you. This is one of the items off my bucket list that I can check off, the opportunity to speak publicly about my experience, to lend my voice to the many of us who have been diagnosed with cancer, and those yet to be diagnosed, and those in treatment right now, like my Auntie Joyce, who live in fear and pain, and who maybe have lost their smile, and those who have battled cancer and did not find their cure. Now let's all allow that hope to float. I am a dreamer too, like Terry. I believe someday everyone will get their cure for cancer. And I'd like to let you all know that you don't just run for Terry during the Terry Fox runs. You run for everybody. You run for all of us. Thank you.